Welcome to Kim with Kim. I'm Kim. So, today we're going to be talking about Eartha Kitt. And the reason I picked her is I was just thinking, it's Women's Month. I hope everyone had a good, International Women's Day. And whatever that is to you, I hope you do something with it or you did something with it. I'm just here making some banana bread. These are my mashed bananas. And that's not what it's about. But I just wanted to talk about Eartha Kitt because she is one of those women in my life that I found out more about her and I really like her. And I just thought about, you know what? Let me just honor a black woman who's overcome so much and done so much. And, she has just always been so significant to me. So, Eartha Mae Kitt is what she was born. January 17th. Yes. January 17th, 1927. Rest in peace. She died Christmas Day, 2008 from colon cancer. But as her daughter would say, she went out screaming like she did in her life. And the reason that I think that's significant to mention is because Eartha Kitt sang around the world in 11 languages. She spoke 4. But to sing in 11 languages as anyone is an accomplishment. But to sing in 11 languages, travel the world, and have been born in, 1927, the product of rape, and disowned by your mother, and have overcome so many things, just, is something to be mentioned. So I wanted to come here and mention it because I feel like, in today's world, women get to do a lot of things, and that is a privilege. Just owning my own bank account didn't happen until the 60s, and Eartha Kitt is one of those women who, she was there for civil rights, she was there for the LGBT community, she was there for women's rights. Even in her career, when Eartha Kitt made a comment against the Vietnam War, just to put that in perspective, she was at a White House luncheon. So imagine that she is someone as important. She was a singer, she was an actress, she was a burlesque dancer, she was an amazing, accomplished woman. She was the original Catwoman. She is the creator of Santa Baby. That's Eartha Kitt. She's just amazing. And, also she's known for her song of C'est Bon. I don't know if you've ever heard it. I love it. But, her singing was different, and she was at a White House luncheon in 68, I believe. Because Johnson's president. And she's speaking to Johnson's wife, who everyone calls Lady Bird. And she was talking about the Vietnam War and how she disapproved of it. And, Eartha Kitt was the mother of one. She had a daughter. But she was against the Vietnam War because she pretty much said, we're raising our kids to be sent to war to die. And not just die, but be mangled. In a fight that, here, and her as a woman of color, going through all her, trials, it's like imagine the U.S. in the 60s, women got the right to get a bank account in the 60s. So you're sending people who don't have rights here in America across seas to die in a draft. So after that comment, the CIA had her on the watch list. She was under constant surveillance. Her career for the next 10 years in the U.S. was non-existent, which is why she went overseas to Europe and focused her things, and probably why she sang in 11 languages. But I came here to say, if we're going to talk about women, and I'm going to talk about someone, not just any woman, a woman who's overcome, I personally look at Eartha Kitt. One of my great friends, Glennie, I will show the picture. I was in my room thinking about what to do this week, and I have a portrait done of Eartha Kitt in my room that my friend did. I'll put up a picture at the end of this video, and that's what made me come here and decide to talk about her, because, like I said, just someone who overcomes that much but accomplishes as much is something to be mentioned. Like, you know, I don't really know how, like, like, you know, if you've seen Eartha Kitt, you've seen her dancing, you've seen her reinvent herself many times on Broadway, in, you know, Holes and The Emperor's New Groove, even in one of those Pet movies. You know, Eartha Kitt has been here throughout our lives and the lives of, you know, our parents' lives as well, because she was born in 1927. She came on the scene in like 1945, the end of World War II, and that's where she started her singing, and that's where she started her dancing, and that's where she, you know, her voice was so different and so prominent that she influenced Diana Ross. So when you want to talk about women and honor women, you know, there's so many beautiful stories of women everywhere you look. But I just wanted to come here and mention Eartha Kitt because, like I said, to me, seeing someone reinvent themselves so many times, coming out in 1945 and still being prominent on stage, in the media, in the workforce, and being you know, an influential difference, because she had foundations, she really cared about other people, and also she was just someone who gave really good, honest advice. Like, if you listen to Eartha Kitt's interviews, and she talks about an interview where she talked about not compromising, and I personally, you know, compromise isn't a bad word to me, but maybe we could get into that later. But, you know, the way she looks at compromise is such a beautiful, insightful thing, because we're all individuals. So I just want to say, you know, thank you to Eartha Kitt, and thank you to her daughter for letting us know she went out screaming on Christmas Day like a bang, which, you know, full circle, like Santa Baby, Christmas Day. I think she's an amazing woman, and I wanted to come here for Women's Month and mention her. You know, maybe I'll put up a picture of my banana bread at the end. But I just wanted to say, you know, people overcome and accomplish so many things. And I always come here and say, do it for you. And I think that she is someone who definitely exercised that mantra in doing it for you, because she went through life overcoming, like I said, abuse, every terrible thing you can think of, which I don't want to go too in depth of, because that's not her story. You know, she's written books, but I think someone who travels the world, speaks English, French, Dutch, German, sings in 11 languages, and can speak her voice in political places, and then come back and be on Broadway, be in television shows, be prominent through the 40s, 80s, 90s, you know, everything that she's done, and, you know, rest her soul. But the original Catwoman, Eartha Kitt, she inspires me, and I wanted to just come here and say a little bit about her. So if you want to do your own and look more into her, you know, it's a wonderful thing to see that type of imagery and that type of example in today's world, even though she's not here, and learn from our past. I really think that we have to look at our past to go forward in our future, and I hope that you all just take a moment today before the end of this beautiful Women's Month. And if you're a woman, look at yourself. If you're not a woman, you know, look at those around you, and have a moment, because everyone came from a woman, and I think it's a beautiful thing to, you know, do that much. So everything you do it for you. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you like, share, subscribe, share, all of that. Once again, I'm Kim with Kim. All right, bye. So this is how it looks when we mash up the bananas with the spices, cream the sugar with the butter. I'm gonna add my eggs to this, and then do my dry ingredients, because I feel like I should also let you guys know my banana bread process.